Now what I'll talk to you about now is ammonia. So ammonia is first degree fish waste. So when the fish eat the food, as in proteins, amino acids, what's actually excreted from the fish is ammonia. And ammonia is made up of NH3 and NH4, which is ammonia gas and ammonium. The more alkaline your water, the more toxic the ammonia, because the more ammonia gas you've got. And so ammonia is mainly a problem in a brand new aquarium, and if there's not enough bacteria growing in your filter to break down the ammonia, then you have a problem. And that's why when you put fish in your aquarium, you only want to put a little bit of fish in at a time, then wait a week or two for the good bacteria to grow, and then you can put some more fish in. And now ammonia is good to be tested, so you can either just take it down to your local aquarium shop like Majestic Aquariums and we can test it for you, or if you do actually have a test kit, you can do it yourself. So ammonia test is really simple to do. For this particular ammonia test, which is the API ammonia test, all I'm going to do is get a test tube, fill it up to the line, then I'm going to put I'm looking at the bottle, 8 drops of number 1 in. So if I do this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, then I'm going to shake it. You're not supposed to use your finger, you're supposed to use the lid. Then you leave that there you're supposed to wait for a bit, I never do. Then we put in 8 drops of bottle 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Give that a shake. And then we're supposed to wait 5 minutes for the colour. We then compare the colour to the colour chart because it's a colorimetric test. So we're going to look at this colour and we're going to find out what the level is. Now this tank definitely has ammonia in it because that would be a yellow colour if there was no ammonia. So because this tank has ammonia, we'll have to take instant action, and the instant action that we'll take is this product here is called Prime, and this will detoxify the ammonia instantly. So if you use at least a 5 times dose, so what we're going to do is overdose Prime, brand new Prime, break that for something. So I'm just going to put a cap of Prime into this tank. So it doesn't make the ammonia go away, but it does make it completely non-toxic. So once you've added the Prime in the aquarium, that'll detoxify the ammonia for a period of time. And it is good to keep repeat dosing, like every day or two, that large dose, just to make sure that the ammonia is all bound up. So what's going to happen now is that providing you've got good oxygen in the aquarium and you've got plenty of filter material, so the better your filter, the more surface area in your filter material, and then good bacteria is going to grow in your filter over time. So there are products that will speed up this process, like bacteria enhancing products. So by all means you could use them, but don't overdose them. And then make sure that when you grow the good bacteria on your filter material, that you never clean it with tap water. So tap water is your enemy. You need to make sure that you pre-treat any water from the tap before it goes into the aquarium. Otherwise the chlorine can kill the good bacteria that's in the filter, and then you're going to have ammonia again. So when the ammonia gets broken down by bacteria into nitrite, so nitrite is 2nd degree fish waste. So the way we test the nitrite is, it's a colorimetric test as well. So then what we're going to do is just get the nitrite bottle, and that doesn't say bottle 1 or bottle 2. So that means there's only 1 bottle. So we're going to open that up. We're going to put in 5 drops because it says 5 drops on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we're going to shake it, and we're supposed to put the lid on to shake it. And then we're going to wait a few minutes to see what colour that turns out. Now if we get a positive reading on the nitrite and we compare it to our colour chart, then we do exactly the same thing as the ammonia. So we keep the feeding to near nothing, regular water changes help, and putting in your prime or similar products which will detoxify the ammonium and nitrite so it doesn't worry the fish. And using bacteria products that give you good bacteria is going to speed up this process as well, as long as you don't overdose them. The next thing that will happen is a different type of bacteria will grow in your filter and break the nitrite into nitrate. So ammonia is 1st degree fish waste, nitrite is 2nd degree fish waste, and nitrate is 3rd degree fish waste. Nitrate is not terribly poisonous, so you don't need to stress about nitrate, but nitrate is a good indicator of when you need to do more water changes. But if you've got high nitrate, you find your fish aren't very bothered by it, as they would be with ammonia or nitrite. So good filter materials like Marine Pure, Polyfilter, that'll all help to get your nitrate down with time. Now I'm going to do the next test, which is the nitrate test. So it says bottle 1, which means that there's more than one bottle. If it doesn't say bottle 1, that means there's only one bottle. And it says 10 drops. So I'm going to put 10 drops in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to shake it, and you're supposed to put the lid on. I never do. Also, never leave the lids open, otherwise they evaporate, and then they will be not effective. Also, the bottles do age, so you want to replace them every now and then. Nitrate seems to expire the fastest, and it fails positive. Now the next thing we need to do is find nitrate 2, which is this one. So that says bottle 2, and it says 10 drops. So now I'm just going to grab this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to shake it, and I've got to wait a while for that to change colour. So at this point, we have got ammonia in the water, because we're testing some ammonia. We have no nitrite, or we have no nitrate at this stage, but we need to give that more time. Also, if your KH level is 0, that can affect nitrification too. So if you're having trouble with these levels, making sure that you've got enough filter material is really important. Making sure you have enough oxygen is really important. Making sure you don't have too many fish is important. And obviously keeping up regular maintenance and that you're not overfeeding. So the next thing I will talk about is pH. So pH is basically the acidity of the aquarium, and it doesn't say bottle 1 or bottle 2, so it just says 3 drops. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and that's a colorimetric test too. So I'm going to compare that to the color chart. Now basically, fish that come from the top end of a river, like the top end of the Amazon, prefer the water softer, so they prefer a more yellow pH. Fish that come from lakes, or depending on the environment, might like neutral water, which is more green pH. And any more brackish water fish or some lake fish like the water to be more alkaline. So it's quite good to know what sort of fish you're keeping so you can get pH that suits them. So this aquarium here is full of guppies, so that wants a slightly alkaline pH, and this pH is alkaline. In Sydney, we have very high pH, and then we have almost no KH. So when we're preparing our water, our pH is already alkaline, but we often have to put buffers in to bring the KH up. Now the next test I'll talk about is KH, which I will get out of here. I'll just fill this up. So KH is a titration test, so you're not actually trying to compare it to a color chart, you're actually just trying to count the drops. So I'm going to put in 1 drop and shake it. You're supposed to use the lid, not your finger. And see how it's blue? That means there is some carbonate in this water. You're going to put in 2 drops. It's still blue. 3 drops. It's still blue. 4 or 5 drops because I'm getting impatient. Still blue. 6, 7 drops. Still blue. 8, 9, 10 drops because I'm getting impatient. Still 10, 11, 12. Yeah, so it's changed at somewhere 11 or 12. So that's about on the high side. It's okay, but it's on the high side. So when we do a water change on this aquarium, we're not going to add more KH. Guppies can handle the water quite high in KH. So that water is quite high in KH, so a water change will bring it down. And if it was too low, we'd put some KH buffer and that would raise it up. Now the next test that I'll talk about is a test that not many people actually do, which is GH, which is general hardness. And that's also a titration test. So to be honest, most people would just go down to the local aquarium shop when they get new fish to do the tests, because nearly every time you have a problem, it's when you add new fish. So even if your water's not that good, your fish tend to be okay. When you get a new fish, that's when you have your main problem, because they're not used to that environment. So now I'm looking for GH, which I might not find in this test kit. Found it. So 1 drop, and it's like a yellowy colour. 2, 3 drops, still a yellowy colour. 4, 5 drops, it's sort of changing a bit. 6 drops. Now it's sort of a greeny colour. So I was waiting for the colour to change. So the GH of this water is quite low. So we'll put like a conditioning salt in here and that'll raise the GH, and we'll do a water change. We won't add KH because that'll lower the KH. It's got really good surface agitation, so the oxygen is not going to be a problem. And away we go.